Members of the jury find Douglas Harry Stewart as to count 1, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. As to count 2, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, premeditated murder, guilty.
As you heard it there, guilty. We brought you that verdict live from Centerville this morning on murder charges against Doug Stewart. That's where Danny Carlson is this afternoon. She's got the very latest on the verdict and joins us now live with more on that. Danny?
Brett, after more than about a 3-week trial for Doug Stewart, the jury took only just a little over 3 hours to come down with that decision. Guilty on both counts. Guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. Guilty of conspiracy to commit that first-degree murder. Doug Stewart stood there pretty emotionless as the jury announced its verdict, and his attorneys polled the jury to make sure that every single one of them agreed with that decision, guilty on both counts. We spoke with Venus's mother, Therese McComb, and her brother, Dustin Jasper, just a few moments after that verdict was announced. Obviously, they were both very emotional, very grateful to members of the community, to the prosecutor's office, to all the police officers who investigated this case. Actually, the first thing that happened right as Venus's mom walked out of the courtroom, Prosecutor John McDonough gave her a hug and said no one will ever be allowed to hurt Venus's children again. Obviously, they said the biggest thing still missing even after this guilty verdict on both counts is where Venus Stewart's body is. Venus's mother told us that she actually doesn't think that Doug Stewart will ever tell their family where Venus's body is. She said that she doesn't think that Doug Stewart will ever give up that power, is how she described it. Now, they also said that obviously this does make a huge difference for them. It does give them a chance to have closure, even though Venus's body has never been found. Now, we hope later in this newscast to bring you an excerpt of that interview from Therese McComb just a few minutes after she left the courtroom, after that verdict was announced. We also found out today that Doug Stewart is scheduled to be sentenced on those murder charges coming up April 18th. We will be here throughout the day. Stay tuned for more updates as we get them. Live in Centerville, Danny Carlson, 24 Hour News 8.